Stop. Before you cook your next meal, before you reach for that bottle sitting on your counter right now, I need you to hear this. There is something in the average American kitchen that is quietly accelerating cardiovascular disease, feeding chronic inflammation, and in multiple long-term studies, has been directly linked to a significantly higher risk of early death in adults over the age of 60. And the most disturbing part? It is something that most seniors use every single day, often multiple times a day, because they were told it was the healthy choice. I am talking about 4 specific cooking oils. And by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly which ones they are, what they are doing to your body at the cellular level, and what to replace them with immediately. This is not opinion. This is not fear-mongering. This is what a growing body of peer-reviewed research is telling us, and it is something every person over 60 needs to understand right now. Here is what the science is increasingly clear on. The type of fat you cook with does not just affect your cholesterol number on a lab panel. It affects gene expression in your arterial walls. It affects the inflammatory signaling inside your immune cells. And in seniors specifically, whose detoxification pathways and cellular repair mechanisms are already operating at reduced capacity, the difference between the wrong oil and the right oil can be the difference between a decade of vitality and a decade of disease. I am going to count these down from 4 to 1, and I need you to pay close attention as we get to number 1. Because number 1 is the oil that is in the majority of kitchens right now, the one most aggressively marketed as heart healthy, and it is the one with the most alarming research behind it. Do not skip ahead. The context I am building here matters. And before we get into it, I want to ask those of you watching, drop your age in the comments right now. Tell me where you are in this journey. I read those comments, and it helps me understand who I am making these videos for. Oil number 4, corn oil. Corn oil became a staple of the American kitchen in the mid-20th century when dietary fat guidelines shifted toward reducing saturated fat. It is cheap, it has a relatively high smoke point, and the marketing made it sound sensible. The problem is the chemistry. Corn oil is extremely high in omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acids, specifically linoleic acid, with an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of approximately 46 to 1. For context, researchers believe the human body evolved to function optimally at a ratio somewhere between 4 to 1 and 1 to 1. We are consuming omega-6 fatty acids at levels our biology was never designed to handle. Why does this matter? Omega-6 fatty acids, when consumed in excess, are metabolized into pro-inflammatory compounds called arachidonic acid derivatives. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that high linoleic acid intake was associated with increased markers of systemic inflammation, specifically elevated C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, in adults over 55. Think of it this way. Your immune system is like a thermostat. Omega-3s turn the heat down. Excessive omega-6s keep the dial cranked up constantly. And in a senior's body, where inflammation is already elevated as a baseline, pouring corn oil into that system is like adding fuel to a fire that is already burning. What to do? Phase corn oil out of your cooking entirely. Use it for nothing. Oil number 3, refined sunflower oil. This one surprises people because sunflower sounds natural, wholesome even, and in its cold-pressed, high oleic form, sunflower oil is actually quite different and considerably safer. But what is on most grocery store shelves, the clear, odorless, mass-produced refined version, is a different substance entirely. Here is the problem with refined sunflower oil. It has one of the highest concentrations of linoleic acid of any commonly used oil, often exceeding 65%. And when it is exposed to the heat of cooking, especially frying or sautéing, something chemically dangerous happens. Researchers at the University of the Basque Country published a study examining the aldehydes produced when common cooking oils were heated to frying temperatures. Sunflower oil produced some of the highest concentrations of toxic aldehydes, including 4-hydroxynonenal, or 4-HNE, a compound that has been linked in multiple studies to neurodegeneration, liver damage, and cardiovascular disease. I had a patient, a 71-year-old retired schoolteacher named Margaret, who came to me complaining of persistent joint pain, cognitive fog, and fatigue that her previous physician had attributed to just getting older. When we reviewed her diet, she was cooking with refined sunflower oil at high heat every single day. She had no idea. Within 90 days of switching to a stable cooking fat and cleaning up her omega-6 load, her inflammatory markers dropped significantly and her energy returned. She told me she felt 10 years younger. What to do? If you use sunflower oil, switch to a certified high oleic version for low-heat applications only and eliminate the refined version from your kitchen. Before I get to the top 2 oils, I want to pause for just a moment. If you are finding this valuable, if you are learning something today that your doctor has not had time to tell you in a standard appointment, please hit the like button right now. It takes 2 seconds and it helps this information reach other seniors who need it. And if you are not subscribed yet, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what is coming next week. Because we are going deep on arterial stiffness and the 2-compound protocol that the research says can reverse it. That video is going to be important. Now let's get to the 2 oils that concern me the most. Oil number 2, soybean oil. Soybean oil is, by volume, the most consumed cooking oil in the United States. It is in nearly every restaurant kitchen. It is the base for most commercial salad dressings, bottled sauces, and processed foods. And it is listed on ingredient labels under the innocuous term vegetable oil, which is one of the most misleading phrases in the food industry. The research on soybean oil and aging is deeply concerning. A 2020 study from the University of California, Riverside, and this was a controlled animal study that has significant implications for human health, found that soybean oil consumption altered the expression of over 100 genes in the hypothalamus, including genes linked to neurological function, metabolic regulation, and the production of oxytocin. But what concerns me more for my senior patients is the oxidation profile. Soybean oil contains approximately 58% linoleic acid and has very poor oxidative stability. When researchers at Penn State analyzed oxidation byproducts in commonly used oils, soybean oil consistently generated some of the highest levels of harmful compounds during standard cooking temperatures. Here is the analogy I use with my patients. Imagine your cooking oil is like a car tire. A stable oil, like olive oil or avocado oil, is made of reinforced rubber. It handles stress, pressure, and heat without breaking down. Refined soybean oil is made of something much more fragile. Under the same conditions, it starts to disintegrate. And those disintegration products, the oxidized lipid particles, end up in your food, in your bloodstream, and lodged in your arterial walls. A 15-year cohort study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that higher intake of vegetable oils, primarily soybean, was associated with significantly elevated cardiovascular mortality compared to olive oil intake in adults over 55. The hazard ratios were not trivial. What to do? Audit your kitchen and your pantry. If the label says vegetable oil, assume it is soybean oil. Replace it. Every bottle. And now, oil number 1. The one I have been building toward. The one that has been marketed as the healthiest choice of the last 4 decades and may be responsible for more cardiovascular damage in seniors than any other single dietary source. Partially hydrogenated and industrially refined canola oil. I want to be careful and precise here, because canola oil is a category with enormous variation. Cold-pressed, unrefined canola oil has a reasonable fat profile. What I am addressing is what most people actually buy and use, the industrially refined version that goes through a process involving high heat, chemical solvents, often hexane deodorization, and sometimes partial hydrogenation. During that refinement process, a portion of the polyunsaturated fats in canola oil are converted into trans fats. Not the trans fats that are loudly declared on nutrition labels, those were largely banned, but small-chain trans fatty acids that technically fall below the labeling threshold of 0.5 grams per serving. When you consume multiple servings across multiple meals every single day, that's subthreshold exposure compounds. A Harvard School of Public Health analysis, part of the Nurses' Health Study data, found that even small increases in trans fat intake from industrial sources were associated with a 23% increase in coronary heart disease risk. And the key word there is increase. In a body that is already over 60 and dealing with arterial stiffness, reduced cardiac reserve, and slower cellular repair, a 23% upward shift in coronary risk is not a statistic. It is a life. There is also the question of the omega-3 content in canola oil, which is frequently cited as a benefit. Canola oil does contain alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3. But here is what the marketing does not tell you. The refining process significantly degrades ALA. And even intact, ALA must be converted by the body into the active forms, EPA and DHA, that actually reduce inflammation. In seniors, that conversion efficiency is often below 5%. So the omega-3 benefit largely evaporates before it reaches your cells. What to replace these oils with: extra virgin olive oil for low to medium heat cooking and dressings. Avocado oil for high heat cooking. It has a smoke point above 500 degrees Fahrenheit and an excellent monounsaturated fat profile. Grass-fed butter or ghee for moderate heat cooking. These are not exotic choices. They are available in every grocery store, and the research behind them is decades deep. I want to end this by saying something I say to every patient who comes to me later in life worried they have already done too much damage. It is not too late. The human body, even at 70 and 80, retains a remarkable capacity to respond to change. The arterial endothelium renews itself. Inflammatory markers respond to dietary shifts. Cellular repair mechanisms can be coaxed back into activity, but only if you give them the right inputs. The 4 oils to remove from your kitchen starting today: corn oil, refined sunflower oil, soybean oil, including everything labeled vegetable oil, and industrially refined canola oil. Replace them with extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and real animal fats from quality sources. Make this one change and hold it for 90 days. Then get your labs. I believe you will see the difference. If this video gave you something real, please share it with someone over 60 who cooks with these oils. You may be doing them one of the most important favors of their life. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next video. I'm Dr. William Lee. Take care of yourself. You deserve to.